What's up, y'all? I'm Melanie Torres Dixon, 15 years in corporate, multiple businesses built from scratch. I always say build one before you need one, and that is exactly what we do here. So let's get into it. First, I have a question for you. How many times have you had a side hustle idea or a business idea, gotten excited about it, maybe even told somebody about it, and then either talked yourself out of it or you jumped in way too fast and wasted money? So that has happened to me a time or two. And it happened because I really just didn't have a system in place to evaluate my ideas. I was going off of vibes and excitement instead of actual logic. So I ended up building a system and I call it the side hustle filter. It's a 7 point framework that I developed to help you evaluate any side hustle idea before you spend a single dollar or even a single hour at that. And today I want to walk you through all 7 points live and then run two real business ideas through it so that you can see how exactly it works, right? So one of them is my business that my husband and I are actively building right now. So you're going to see a real score on a real business, not a hypothetical, right? So let's get into it. What is the side hustle filter and why does it exist? Well, the side hustle filter exists because most people approach side hustles the wrong way. They see something on TikTok, they get excited, and they spend money on equipment or a course, and then realize 3 months later that this idea does not fit their actual lifestyle or their skills or their market, right? So the filter fixes that. It's 7 questions that you ask about any idea before you invest anything. And based on your answers, you get a score that tells you whether to pursue it, pause on it, or move on entirely from it, right? So 18 to 21 points, that's your green light. This idea is worth building. 12 to 17 points, yellow light, strong potential, but there's gaps that need to be addressed. And then if you score under 12, that's a red light. Keep this one on the shelf and run a different idea through the filter, right? So each filter has 3 check boxes worth 1 point each. So the maximum score is 21, right? So let me walk you through all 7. All right, so filter 1, does it solve a real problem? The first thing that any smart side hustle business needs to do is solve a real problem, not a trend, not something that you think people might want, a real existing problem that people are already trying to solve, right? So the 3 questions here are, can you clearly identify the problem that this solves? Do you know who has this problem? And are people already spending money to solve it? The last one is incredibly important. It's the most important. If people are already spending money on it, you don't have to convince them that this problem exists. You just have to convince them that you are the right solution, right? Purchases are usually emotional. All right, filter 2, is it in demand? This is different from solving a problem. Demand means that people are actively searching for what you offer right now, right? So the questions are, have you seen proof that people want this, right? Have you done your searches? Have you been in Facebook groups? Have you checked Reddit, social media? Or are competitors making money doing this? Is there an existing customer base that you can tap into? And is the demand consistent? So I always tell people, don't build something and then go looking for the customers, right? I always validate demand first. The customer should already exist before you build out this side hustle, this business. All right, so filter number 3, is it transformative? The best side hustles, they create a real before and after for the customer. And transformation is what justifies premium pricing. So can you describe what your customer's life looks like after they use your product or your service? Is the outcome meaningful to them? And does the transformation justify the price that you want to charge? If you cannot clearly describe the before and after, you're going to struggle to sell it, right? Because you are really selling the transformation, not the service itself, right? All right. So number 4, filter 4, is it enjoyable? You already have a job you do for money, right? So your side hustle it should have some element of joy to it, or at minimum, it should not drain you. Would you do some version of this even if the money was slower to come? Does it energize you or does it exhaust you? Can you see yourself doing this consistently without burnout? This filter really matters more than people think, because a side hustle you hate just becomes a second job that you resent. And that is not what we are building here, right? Number five, this is filter number five, is it scalable? A smart side hustle has a path to grow, more revenue without always trading more hours for dollars. Can you grow this beyond just you? Can you raise your prices? Can you add offerings? Can you bring in help or serve more people at once? Is there potential to become something bigger if you want it to? Notice that I said if you want it to, because not every side hustle needs to become a full business. And I want to be clear about that, right? But it should have the option if you want it to. All right, filter 6, does it leverage existing skills? The fastest path to income is using what you already know. Your career, your education, your lived experiences, all of that counts and is fair game. What have you learned in your career or personal life that applies here? What do you already know how to do that others would pay to learn or have done? Does your background give you a credibility advantage? This filter is where people, or most people, undersell themselves. Your corporate skills, your parenting experience, your hobbies, all of it is fair game, y'all, okay? So make sure you're leveraging your skills. Filter 7, zone of alignment. This is the last filter and honestly, the most personal one. There is a difference between what you are good at and what you are meant for. Your zone of excellence is where you are great at something. Your zone of genius is where you are great at it and it flows effortlessly. So the goal is to build something that lives in one of those two zones. Does this feel natural or does it feel forced? Do you lose track of time when you do this kind of work? Do people consistently compliment you in this area without you trying hard, right? If the answer is no to most of those, the idea might work financially, but it will cost you more than what it gives you, okay? So now let's run a real business in real time through it, because theory is great, right? But let me show you how this actually works in real life. So the first business I'm going to run through the filter is the one that my husband, Jermaine, and I are actively building right now. It is called Epic Parties. Right now, it is a Nerf battle party rental business. And I want to be clear, I am not running this through the filter to make it look good. I am running it through honestly, right? Which means you are going to see where it scores high and where it has a real gap. So filter 1, does it solve a real problem? Yes. Parents need entertainment for kids' parties. Camp directors need entertainment. School event coordinators. There is always a celebration happening and people are always looking for something different and memorable. So we check all 3 boxes here. Question 1 gets 3 out of 3. All right, filter 2, is it in demand? Well, the party rental industry is a billion-dollar space. There is always a celebration happening somewhere. Competitors are making money. The demand is consistent and it continues to grow. So again, this is a 3 out of 3. Number 3, is it transformative? You have never seen a backyard transform the way it does when we set up the Nerf barricades, load up the guns, the kids put their masks on, and you just watch kids go absolutely nuts. So the before and the after is visible and it's immediate. Parents get to actually enjoy the party instead of running it. So again, 3 out of 3. Filter 4, is it enjoyable? I have 4 boys. We have 4 boys. We know fun. We know how to coach kids and keep energy up. 2 hours at a party is genuinely something that we enjoy. So 3 out of 3. Number 5, is it scalable? This is where it gets exciting for us. So we started with Nerf battles, but the vision is bigger, like cotton candy machines, snow cone machines, popcorn machines, God willing, a gaming bus one day, maybe even foam parties, right? So some events are hosted by us, but some are equipment rentals where the client runs it themselves. That's our goals. That's where we want to scale to. So we can add every new offering directly into our CRM as we grow. And there's a very clear path from weekend side hustle to full event rental company. So again, question number 5, 3 out of 3. Number 6, does it leverage existing skills? So people see the fun part of this business. They do not see what actually drives the revenue. So Jermaine is a former professional basketball player and a college basketball coach. He knows how to manage energy. He knows how to coach kids and run a structured experience. I come from the business development, marketing, and sales world. So I know how to generate leads, convert them into bookings, and market the business so that it grows without us chasing every client. So between the two of us, we are not starting from zero on anything. So again, for number 6, that's a 3 out of 3 for us. Now, filter 7, zone alignment. Now, here's where I'm going to be honest with you because this is the filter most people inflate. Is this Jermaine's zone of genius? Honestly, probably not fully, right? His zone of genius is coaching and developing people. This uses those skills, but it's not the thing that lights him up at his core, right? Is it mine? Same answer. No, not really, right? My zone of genius is teaching and strategy. Running a party rental business uses my skills, but it is not where I flow effortlessly from. So we score this one a 1 out of 0. A 1 out of 3. So our total score is about 19 out of 21, green light. And here is the important lesson. A 19 is still a green light. So the zone alignment gap does not disqualify this business. It just means that we go in with our eyes open, right? We know this is a vehicle for income and for building in public, not the thing that we would do forever. And that's okay, right? Not every side hustle is meant to be your life's work. Some are stepping stones, and this one works for where we are right now. And who knows what it will become, right? Okay, so let me run one more through quickly so that you can see how the score changes with a different idea. So let's do the pickup and delivery laundry service. It solves a real problem, right? So question number 1, yes, right? Busy families and professionals, we hate laundry and we will gladly pay to outsource it. So 3 out of 3. In demand, absolutely. There are apps built around this. Competitors are making money consistently, right? Demand, 3 out of 3. Is it transformative? You pick up a pile of dirty laundry and return clean folded clothes. The before and after is real, and the relief that the client is going to feel is also real, right? So 2 to 3 out of 3. The transformation is meaningful, but not as emotionally charged as something that another business might give you. Enjoyable. This is where it's personal, right? Do you actually enjoy doing laundry? For most people, I think the honest answer is going to be no. If you hate it at home, you're going to hate it as a business. So I'd score that 1 out of 3 for most people. Is it scalable? Well, yeah, you can add clients, you can add a pickup vehicle, you can hire help, use apps, but there's a path. But the ceiling is lower than a party rental business. So let's give that like a 2 out of 3. Does it leverage existing skills? Almost everyone knows how to do laundry. But does your background give you a real advantage here? And for most people, the answer is going to be no, right? So again, 1 out of 3. And then zone alignment. For most people, this is not a zone of excellence or genius. It's just a zone of competence at best, right? So 1 out of 3. So total score, let's say 13 out of 21. That's a yellow light, strong potential, real demand, but real gaps too. And this does not mean you should not do it. It just means that you go into it knowing the enjoyment and zone alignment gaps are real. And then you build systems fast so that the business does not drain you. So how the filter works, same 7 questions, very different scores, and both are honest. So the side hustle filter is free. I have, you can grab it in the link below. It is a PDF. You can print it out and you can literally run any idea through it now, tonight, right? And if you want to go deeper, if you have an idea and you want real feedback on whether it is worth pursuing, that is exactly what I do, guys. Come find me on Instagram or on TikTok at Mel Builds Bosses. Drop me a comment or DM me. Subscribe if you want to see more of this, because every week I break down side hustle ideas. I teach real marketing and sales strategy, and then I show you the real behind the scenes of building a business in public. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need a filter, and I will help you guys through this. All right. So I will see you in the next one. Peace out.